Failures make us learn. Failures make you stronger. Pain makes you stronger. Don't know where you want to go, or who you want to be. You eventually just float around and you eventually crash. The reality, I was very unhappy of what was around me.
In the mid-1970s, the world witnessed something it had never seen before. Bodybuilding, once a fringe pursuit practiced in dusty gyms and admired by only a small underground community, suddenly stepped into the global spotlight. At the center of this cultural shift stood one man, towering in both physical presence and ambition, Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Trust yourself. Break some rules. Don't be afraid to fail. Let me tell you, you're going to find the naysayers at every turn that you make. Don't listen. Just visualize your goal, know exactly where you want to go.
The year was 1974, and Arnold was at his absolute peak. Weighing around 250 pounds with a level of muscle mass, symmetry, and charisma that seemed almost unreal, he represented the pinnacle of what many now call the golden era of bodybuilding. This was not just about size or strength. This was about a physique that looked sculpted rather than assembled. Powerful yet aesthetic, intimidating yet inspiring. Arnold in 1974 was more than a champion. He was a phenomenon that permanently changed how the world viewed the human body. When Arnold stepped onto the stage in the 1970s, he didn't simply compete, he shocked the world. At a time when most people associated muscular bodies with circus strongmen or comic book exaggerations, Arnold arrived with a physique that felt almost mythological. His chest was massive and full, his arms hung like carved stone pillars, and his back seemed wide enough to block out the lights behind him. Yet what truly stunned audiences wasn't just his size, but how balanced and alive his body looked.
So for me, the vision became a reality, so it was only then a matter of following through with the work, and I can make it a reality. I knew what I wanted, and I never really fell for this thing of what did the people expect me to do. I create my vision, and it gives me joy. And when everyone says it's impossible, I go after it with vengeance.
Unlike many competitors who chased mass without harmony, Arnold brought proportion, flow, and confidence. His poses were not stiff or mechanical. They were expressive, dramatic, and commanding. He didn't just show muscles, he told a story with them. The 1970s bodybuilding scene was still evolving, and Arnold became its defining figure. Crowds had never seen someone his height carry so much muscle without losing shape. At over 6 feet tall, he made other elite bodybuilders look small, yet his physique never appeared bulky or bloated. Judges, fans, and even critics were forced to reevaluate what was possible. His presence helped bodybuilding break into mainstream culture, appearing in magazines, documentaries, and conversations far beyond gym walls. When people saw Arnold, they didn't just see a bodybuilder. They saw the future of physical excellence. Naturally, one of the most common questions people asked was simple, yet loaded with awe. How did he get that big? Arnold's diet during his prime years was legendary, not because it followed modern nutritional science perfectly, but because it reflected relentless discipline and a deep belief in abundance. He ate to grow, and he ate constantly. Protein was the foundation of his approach, long before protein shakes and macro tracking became mainstream. Meat, eggs, milk, and cheese dominated his meals. Steak was not a luxury, it was a necessity. Arnold believed muscle was built with real food, and he treated eating as seriously as training. He often consumed multiple large meals a day, sometimes 6 or more, ensuring his body was always supplied with nutrients to recover and grow. Calories were not feared, they were embraced. He drank milk by the gallon, believing it supported mass and strength. Eggs were eaten whole, not separated, because fat was seen as fuel, not the enemy. While vegetables and carbohydrates were present, the focus was always on feeding muscle tissue. Supplements existed, but they were basic and secondary. The real growth came from consistency, volume, and commitment to eating enough even when it was uncomfortable. Arnold's diet was also shaped by the era. There were no smartphone apps or online calculators. Everything was built on intuition, experience, and results. If his body wasn't growing, he ate more. If recovery lagged, he adjusted portions. This hands-on, trial-and-error approach helped him develop a deep connection with his body. He understood how food translated into performance and size, and that understanding became one of his greatest advantages. Yet diet alone cannot explain Arnold's transformation. His training motivation was something entirely different, something that transcended weights and routines. Arnold did not see training as a chore or obligation. For him, the gym was a sanctuary, a battlefield, and a stage all at once. Every workout was an opportunity to move closer to a vision he carried vividly in his mind. He trained with an intensity that bordered on obsession, often spending hours in the gym, pushing set after set far beyond what most considered reasonable. What fueled this drive was not fear of losing, but hunger for becoming more. Arnold famously spoke about visualizing his muscles growing with every rep.
The most satisfying feeling you can get in the gym is the pump. Your muscles get a really tight feeling, like your skin is going to explode any minute. It's really tight. It's like somebody blowing air into.
Imagining his chest expanding, his arms filling out, his back widening. This mental connection turned pain into pleasure. He welcomed discomfort because it meant progress. Training was not something he endured. It was something he loved deeply. That love translated into consistency, and consistency built greatness. This relentless pursuit resulted in a body transformation that didn't just win titles, it changed bodybuilding itself. Before Arnold, the ideal physique was still being defined. After Arnold, the standard was set. His combination of mass, symmetry, and stage presence became the blueprint that future generations chased. Wide shoulders, a massive chest, peak biceps, and a dramatic V-taper were no longer optional. They were expected. Judges began rewarding physiques that mirrored Arnold's proportions and presence, consciously or not. His impact went beyond competitions. Arnold made bodybuilding aspirational. Young men around the world picked up weights not just to get stronger, but to look like him. Gyms filled with people chasing that same feeling of power and confidence. The idea that muscle could be aesthetic, artistic, and expressive became mainstream. Bodybuilding was no longer just about lifting heavy things. It was about shaping the body like a sculpture. By 1974, Arnold had reached a point where everything aligned. His size was maximized without sacrificing shape. His confidence was unshakable. His understanding of training, diet, and recovery had matured. This was the version of Arnold that many consider untouchable. He wasn't just winning competitions, he was dominating them psychologically. Opponents often lost before stepping on stage because Arnold's presence was overwhelming. He knew it, and he used it. Looking back, Arnold Schwarzenegger's prime was not defined by a single year, but 1974 stands out as the moment when his physical, mental, and cultural influence peaked simultaneously. He represented the perfect storm of genetics, work ethic, timing, and belief. His body told a story of discipline, sacrifice, and vision, and that story continues to inspire decades later. Even today, with advancements in training science, nutrition, and supplementation, Arnold's 1974 physique remains a benchmark, not because it was the biggest by modern standards, but because it embodied balance and purpose. It showed what was possible when effort met imagination. Arnold didn't just build muscle, he built a legacy. And in that golden moment of the 1970s, Standing under bright lights with 250 pounds of pure muscle, he redefined greatness forever. If you found this video interesting, don't forget to like and subscribe or you'll stay skinny forever.